the top 50 healthiest food recipe video for you today. And the special food of the day is flaxseed. Not just any flaxseed, ground flaxseed. But if you want to buy the whole ones and grind them up yourself or use them whole, that's fine too. So let me tell you about flaxseed. It's the #1 source of omega-3s. And omega-3s are excellent for your heart. They can lower your bad cholesterol and actually help raise your good cholesterol. They are antioxidant and an anti-inflammatory. They can reduce the risk of hormone-related cancer. So like breast cancer, ovarian cancer, testicular cancer, all the ones that have to do with the sexy organs, for lack of a better explanation there. They have a mucilaginous fiber in them when they get wet. So when you eat them, they make mucus in your stomach, for lack of a better explanation. That helps keep the food in your stomach longer, which is great for losing weight. But it's also great for your stomach to have more of a chance to absorb the nutrients before they get passed through, out of your body. And it's also great that they have that mucilaginous fiber because they are also an egg substitute if you're doing any vegan baking or anything like that. When you put the flaxseed with hot water, it makes like a gel that replaces eggs in a recipe. They reduce hot flashes. Isn't that crazy? All you menopausal women out there, if you're suffering from hot flashes, try some flaxseed in your food. And it's easy to add it to your diet. You could put it in muffins or cookies, and you'll hardly know that it's there. You can also put it in smoothies. The recipe I'm going to show you today is pretty much a standalone recipe for flaxseed, so let's get started. Alright, so the recipe for today is flaxseed crackers. It's really simple and it's going to be really good and good for you. Very simple. In the bowl over here I have 1½ teaspoons of granulated garlic, aka garlic powder, a ½ teaspoon of sea salt. I've got my oven already preheating to 400 degrees. In this bowl I have 1 cup of ground flaxseed, and I like the golden one because the taste is much milder. It's less bitter. It's easier to stomach, if you know what I mean. And 1/3 of a cup of Parmesan cheese. In fact, it's the Olive Garden one. Now the final ingredient is 1½ cups of water. So you just put everything in the bowl. I'm going to take my spatula and mix it up. And as soon as that's all mixed, on the pan over there on the stove, we have parchment paper on a cookie sheet. So what I'm going to do when this puffs up a little bit is pour it out onto here and spread it out as evenly as I can. Alright, so I have it in the pan right down here, and I put another piece of parchment paper on top of it, and I'm using my rolling pin to even it out so that it's all the way even to the edges. And make sure there's not too much or too little at the edges, like there's too much over here. So just fold it back and make sure that it's all pretty uniform, because it's going to dry out too much on the edges if it's too thin, and it's going to be too wet on the edges if it's not consistent. So once you get that all even, pop it into the oven for about 20 minutes and keep checking on it. It's going to be done when the center is no longer wet. Alright, so they've been out of the oven. I had to do these a little extra because they were thick. So I scored mine before I put them in the oven with a very sharp knife in like a checkerboard pattern. And I don't know if I made this completely clear when I made the recipe part, but don't put the parchment on top. Don't leave that piece on to flatten it out that you used when you put it in the oven to bake, because it's never going to cook. Because the purpose of this is to evaporate the water so that the crackers end up crispy. So I've got Kristen here, and as soon as I break these apart, she's going to taste them and let me know what she thinks about them. Oh, I'm the guinea pig? You're the guinea pig. Alright, that's enough. Here, let me... trying to tell me I look like a rodent? No, you don't look like a rodent. How about a tasty taste? Okay. Shall I put one in your mouth hole? Alright.
You put it so far back, I was choking on it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you didn't like them.
No, they taste pretty good.
Do they? Alright. Well, we can make those for Granny then, because we control the sodium. My mom has to limit her sodium intake because her ankles swell up a lot. Just thought everyone would like to know. So these are really good crackers that I think she'd really enjoy, that would be low enough in sodium for her. In fact, we probably could eliminate the salt altogether, and just the salt that's in the Parmesan cheese will be enough to flavor
Oh, I
it.
thought I tasted some cheese.
Yeah, there's a little cheese in there. So what do you think? All right, till next time.
Much love.